Well,
I don't know.
I just started it with the one thing you hate me doing.
I hate a lot of things, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get into the
the way
semantics.
I get to the
Right. Okay.
Anyways, just cue the intro. Hello guys, T.LB.P Brothers Podcast, also known as T.LB.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
We're back at it again with another not vlog.
There's another not vlog.
Another not vlog.
I think it's something like nothing. I just felt like something tickled my forehead, and it was weird.
Oh. Okay. So
True story. Anyway, how was your week been?
how's my week?
Because it's literally been a week.
It has been a week.
Since the last time you guys heard us, it's literally been a week. We have been putting this episode off for some reason. Just every week. I'm getting a phone call right now.
That is okay.
I don't know who that is, so I'm gonna hang up. Okay.
I don't know what that's about.
Bro, sometimes I get phone calls and it's uncomfortable because later I'll get like a voicemail being like, dude, that was me, and I'm like, oh, I didn't recognize your number. Also, why don't you have like the same area code as me? And they go,
I moved.
I moved, man. I'm at a province now, and I'm like, oh, okay, my bad.
So you're just calling me to let me know?
Yeah, like I'm so sorry. So, like, because a lot of people have been doing that lately. They've been like leaving.
Yeah.
I have this friend. She moved straight to Alberta. Like, just on a flip of a like overnight, she's just like, I'm moving to Alberta. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, thanks for letting me know last minute.
I was like, what am I supposed to do about that?
I mean, like, I can't really do anything,
I mean, have fun, I guess. Yeah. What are you going to do? Go do in Alberta? She's like, I have no idea. I'm like, okay.
Just straight up, like, I'm just moving.
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
Bro, I've had, okay, so a lot of people move to Quebec. And, okay, the way that Canada operates is kind of like the United States. So if you know how the United States works, every province has its own rules and regulations, and everybody does their own sort of thing. It's kind of complicated. But in Canada, it's by province or by territory. So Ontario's taxes are pretty high because our health insurance is covered and certain stuff, right? So our taxes are pretty high. Also, like, our property tax is pretty high because of just the area in Ontario is pretty rich, just in general. So, like, if you go to Quebec doesn't really have health insurance, like, by the government, and their taxes are way lower on property tax. So a lot of people end up moving to Quebec because of that. But then, also their hospitals aren't really close to, like, especially on the border of, like,
right, Ontario.
Right.
Their hospitals are more like on our side.
Right. So a lot of people have, like, so this is a legit thing that happens. A lot of people will end up getting sick and move back to Ontario.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay medical fees. They will move back to Ontario. Like, it's honestly kind of ridiculous that they let them do that, but
yeah, I mean, but like property tax is lower though.
Yeah, of course. But you know what ends up happening? Like, I've seen people move there for like 10 years. They end up getting like really sick. Like, they'll get some kind of, like, sometimes they get cancer, unfortunately, and then they'll move back to Ontario to get healthcare. But I didn't know this. This is something I didn't know. Apparently, if you're from Ontario and you get sick and you go to a hospital, you just got to show your card, and eventually every year Ontario reimburses Quebec for all those medical fees.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. I was like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, like
especially like if you're like, because like if you cross, because it's really close. Yeah. For us, it's like not even like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
Like, we can walk 15 minutes and see it on the other side of like a river.
Yeah. And then walk another 15 and you're there.
Yeah. So it's like, it's really close, but, what was I going to say? No, a lot of people, what they'll end up doing, like, if they're in, like, if they're in a car accident or something and they have to go to a hospital, they'll get taken to a hospital, but they'll be, like, they're covered. It's like,
yeah.
You're good.
It's like you're good. Like, you're on our side. Don't worry.
Right. Yeah. I found that crazy. I was like, that's nuts, man. Like, I never seen something like that.
You've never seen something like that?
Yeah.
But you live in Canada.
I mean, no, like, I didn't know that that's how it worked. Oh. Like, I thought they would, like, helicopter you back to your province.
What? No, what? You know how much that cost?
Hey, that's not on me, man. That's on the government of Ontario, man. I don't pay this stuff.
Playing fuel,
Bro, I pay this tax stuff.
Yeah.
Every time I buy a donut.
Yeah.
They tax me for that.
Yeah.
Bro, sometimes I feel like breathing and they tax me.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, really. But
Not really, but okay.
it's ridiculous, really. But it's a system that works. So I'm not really gonna complain. You know.
Yeah, I mean, free healthcare. I'm kidding.
People always do that. They're like, "Nah, man, that's not free." And I go, "Yeah, it is." I mean, I don't see. It's like money I never see anyway. Yeah. So like, ultimately,
honestly, at the end of the day, we just consider it as part of the payment of like the product.
Yeah, it's right? Like I'm just paying for whatever, you know. So just trying to get this bag of chips. They added 1.13%. What am I gonna do about it? Cry? No. You know, it's just whatever. So like, who cares? I mean, when it's a lot of money though, that hurts.
I mean, if you can complain about 1.13%, no, because buying a bag of chips, like,
bro. But if you're spending $1,000,
oh yeah,
if you're spending $1,000, yeah, that becomes 1,013. Yeah, so like it's an extra $13, and if you spend over like 1,500, yeah, it's even more. Like you end up paying like an extra $20. Right, so like in those aspects, you're like, oh, that kind of hurts, and sometimes it's way even more than that because like because sometimes, like, especially on like technology, you have to pay the eco tax. Yeah. You have to pay the actual tax, and sometimes there's even import tax. Yeah. So it's like 3 different taxes, and at which point you end up paying like an extra $200 for the product, and you're like, why am I doing this? Like, why are we doing this? Whose idea was it to do this?
It hurts the soul.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, whatever. I just have to accept it. Yeah. I'm done. I've accepted.
So something eventful is happening today.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Bro, share it with the people. Tell them what's happening.
You know what's happening.
I know what's happening? Yeah, okay, well, I've been talking a lot, so take the floor.
Okay. So, there's a piso. It just means like floor in Spanish.
I feel like you're trying to hurt me on purpose.
I'm angling something towards you. I don't really know though. Anyways, so we're going to the theaters.
Right, for the first time in like almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. 2 years.
No, it's almost. Well, I mean, I guess like 2 years. Yeah,
2 years. It's already been 2 years.
I don't know. I feel like you know what's odd. I miss the movie theater. Mm-hmm. But I don't miss the movie theater. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Like I miss the movie theater, but at the same time, like I've been watching all like the movies going, you know, because of like Disney Plus and like you know all the streaming services have just been dropping their movies. Yeah. On like the platform for like the last year, so like I haven't really missed anything. Yeah. Like the only one that hasn't been thrown up is the one we're gonna go watch.
Yeah, I know.
Because it hasn't been thrown up on a streaming service. So like, you know what? We just gotta go watch it. Like I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. There's enough spoilers on the internet already. Like I just might as well just go watch the movie.
I
like,
dodged those. Like,
bro, the other day I was scrolling on Instagram, and a clip started playing from like a cam clip on Instagram on a reel, and I was like, I scrolled up, and it's too late now. I saw it. Like I can't take that back.
I mean, I've seen little clips. Yeah. Unintentionally. Yeah. Like sometimes when I leave my phone for like a second, I hear audio. I'm like, that sounds like Peter Parker. I'm like, oh no.
Okay, for those who don't know, we're probably gonna go watch the Spider-Man movie. Yeah. Because we've been putting it off for so long. Yeah. Yeah. Also because of COVID. Like there's a, in case you haven't been aware of the world right now, there's a pandemic that's been happening. Pandemic, yeah. And we've been navigating it as if we're in a pandemic still. Yeah. Because we are. Yeah. I don't know why everybody else.
I mean, we're like some people might say we're being a little overcautious, but I think we're just being just the right amount of cautious. Well, like we're going out, you know. But we're not going out as often, you know, taking precautions, wearing masks, sanitizing. But honestly, basically what we've been doing is like we've slowly been integrating ourselves into living with COVID.
Right. But here's the thing. I think that a lot of people, like there are a lot of YouTubers who have gotten COVID now. Yeah. And a lot of them talk about like, dude, like I had like serious back pain and muscle pain and like all sorts of, like, I had a horrible headache the whole time. Like, they talk about the symptoms, and a lot of people will be like, you know, it's great and all, but ultimately, sometimes, like, no matter, the problem with COVID is that all the information keeps changing because it keeps mutating. So, like, this variant is deadly, this variant does this variant just, like, spreads, right? And there was an instance.
Like, that's why it's just easier to say, I just got COVID. Yeah. Like no one goes, I got the Delta variant.
No, I know, but a lot of things like that because it keeps changing. Like the information keeps changing. Like there was a time where we thought children couldn't get COVID. Yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, boom, children were getting COVID. Yeah. And it was like, what's going on? Like we just, I thought we established that this wasn't
air tubes to smaller air tubes.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Right. So it's like, it got really complicated after that. And then we're like, okay, we got to vaccinate the children now.
Yeah.
So like,
I love those posts where it's just like, can we like form something that like, you know, goes into the body, but it's like the virus, but like isn't the virus, and like it helps like take it down, like to train our body. And then like everyone in like the comment section is just like, bro, that's what a vaccine does. Like, you know, you should keep yourself informed. Like it's kind of been plastered like everywhere. Like, how did you miss it?
Because they were sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like that. I think like I used to worry about like people used to worry. Not that they used to. Like the concern about vaccines.
Yeah.
Like none of it's ever been like proven. Huh. And to be honest with you, it works.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy to see those numbers though. Mm-hmm. Like when they tell you, okay, this many people got COVID.
I mean, like,
and then they go, only 10% of them were vaccinated.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, so like say it's 1,000 people, right?
Yeah.
And only 10%. That's like what, 100 people. Yeah. Got COVID who are already vaccinated. Look, that means the other 900 people could potentially die from this. Like, that's crazy.
Listen to this. If you need any more proof, all you have to do is just look at history. That's all you have to do.
Look at what?
SARS, Ebola, right. Spanish flu.
The Spanish flu.
Vaccines.
Right. The Spanish flu.
Like,
we had that here.
Yeah.
Like, way back.
Yes.
When it happened.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But, like, honestly, like, if you needed any more proof, that's your proof. Like, vaccines work, and we're constantly developing new ones.
We have to.
And, like, we've, not to say we've perfected the art, because we haven't.
We're pretty close to it,
but we're pretty darn close. I gotta say, you know, like
the reason it's not like 100% is because these things mutate.
Mm-hmm.
So once, like, I can't remember where I was reading where like they're trying to find a way to create a vaccine that could tackle any possible future mutation.
Yeah,
which is also like a cool idea, but at the same time,
this is a hard task.
That's a hard task because a vaccine can mutate in like any number of ways. Yeah. Like, there's like millions of ways it could mutate, right?
Yeah.
So
you mean the virus or the vaccine?
The virus.
Okay, because you said the vaccine.
Right, but they're trying to find a vaccine that could tackle all these different mutations, right? So it's very challenging. Also, like, I think a lot of people don't understand, like, there are a lot of people on Earth.
Oh yeah.
Like imagine trying to, like, when the United Nations says we're rolling out a plan to vaccinate the world.
What do you? And then there's also those people who are literally saying, yeah, the vaccine is what's causing mutation.
Right, but that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's not how it works.
I mean, it was
and people choose to listen to those who just blatantly say anything that they think is right.
Right.
And they just choose to listen to that person instead of going out of their way and informing themselves on what this person's trying to say.
Right. Like, I for one, I think a lot of people have misunderstood a lot of the information.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, I have seen a lot of people talk about like vaccines. They go, oh, you know, it's the virus or whatever. But ultimately, I think a lot of people have misunderstood.
Yeah.
Like the real hard science behind it, right?
Yeah.
And don't mind you, like, you have to have like a bit of biology like understanding to even understand it, right? So like imagine trying to explain it to like someone from a little village.
Yeah.
And like, even in Latin America, in a little village isolated from society, like, that's hard to explain it to people, right? Like, like people from our mom's village, that was like,
I mean, like, I
didn't even know the Spanish words to explain it.
I almost wish, like, because the way I explained it to like a few people, was quite literally like, imagine it's my fist. The vaccine, no, COVID is the fist with all these fingers. Okay. Like, I know people can't see this if they're on Spotify, but just hold your fist up and then put your hand over it like it's turkey, okay? and then those fingers are removed off of COVID, okay? And then are thrown into the body. The body then learns to attack the fingers, which the body, which is your fist, Wait, I lost track of my brain thought.
What's your fist?
Your fist is the body of COVID.
Yeah.
And the legs kind of need to be a part of the body to survive.
Right.
Okay? So what we're doing is we're pretty much just throwing the legs in to your body, so that way your body identifies the legs when COVID comes and attacks you. And since the legs are necessary for COVID survival, it's terminated.
Right. And this is another thing too. Like this is why you get certain symptoms.
Yeah.
For a little bit after you get the vaccine,
because it takes time to identify.
Yeah, it takes time to identify, and then once it identifies it, it starts to kill it.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why you get certain symptoms, and like I remember when I got was it the second one, where I started trembling.
Yeah.
I get hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Because I got so cold.
I mean, because it's people like to say it's a dormant version of the virus.
Right.
But technically, that's somewhat true.
Right.
Because what we're doing is we're putting a part of the virus in you, and your body still has to fight that off, right?
Right.
So your body is identifying it by giving you a fever, by giving you a headache, right? That's why people feel symptoms or feel nauseated and stuff like that. That's why people feel symptoms when they get.
I feel like a lot of things like this are. Not to say that it's a lot of misinformation out there, but there is a ton of misinformation out there. Like there's so much misinformation, it's nuts.
I'm so grateful that I've been able to take biology classes and stuff like that.
Right.
Because they break it down, right?
Right.
They literally go, yeah, this is how a vaccine works.
This is how we get it done.
This is how it goes.
Right.
And I'm like terminology that is used, that normal person just wouldn't understand, right?
I think that a lot of people haven't understood that we as humans have gone to a point now where we can fight off just about anything.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like the flu, the only reason the flu's still around is because it keeps mutating. But realistically, the flu used to kill people off, by the thousands. But over the years, we built up our own immunity over the generations, right? Yeah. Eventually, enough people survived it where it wasn't an issue.
The alpha gene trait just kept going on,
right? And now it's you get the even if you get a cold now, right? The cold used to kill people. Nowadays, you get a cold and you're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
man?
doctor would
you go to work with people go to work with a cold.
Yeah,
it's crazy, And back in the day, that was a no go, man. That was y'all crazy, y'all can't even walk.
Yeah.
But that's just certain things, man. I feel like the more we see these things happen, the more I think the future will be crazy.
Yeah. What we honestly wish we could do is create an apex vaccine.
That's a crazy idea, though.
Yeah, I know. Because imagine that you just create something that can fight everything.
You get one shot.
Shot. But think about how the effects would be on the body. That's the problem, right?
Right.
You're putting so much into the body, and now the body has to fight it.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of fighting it, it might kill you. Right. That's the problem with it.
You know what? There'll be that one guy who figures it out eventually.
Probably.
That's the thing. Computers used to be rooms, right?
Yeah.
And they're there'll be that guy who figures it out, right? It was a group of 12 people, but eventually they figured it out, right?
Yeah.
Now walk around computers in our pockets.
See, the way, what would be an ideal concept would be a dampener effect vaccine, to where it's a dampener for the Apex vaccine.
Right.
So you not shoot. You give somebody the vaccine.
I'm gonna shoot your leg real quick.
That teaches the body to dampen an Apex level vaccine.
It's like a taser,
technically. And then you give the person
tranquilizer dart,
the actual vaccine. So that way the body already understands how to comprehend the information and data that is going to be given.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, that would be ideal. A lot of things would be ideal, but I think, when we get there, I think humanity will be we'll be in flying cars. We'll be going on trips to Mars, in 15 minutes. We'll go vacation there.
Lifetime.
We'll go vacation there. It'll be nice,
Not my lifetime.
We'll hang out in a dome.
Again, not my lifetime.
Look up at the asteroids. Think about, how they're already planning to go to Titan from Mars. We've already set up camp there, It'll be great. Man, I'm going to miss a lot of humanity.
You're gonna miss a lot of.
There's this crazy post where it's like, I was born too early to explore the Earth, and I was born too late to explore space.
I mean, like, yeah.
Because we're at the beginning stages.
Yeah.
Like, we're at that stage where, what's his name? The guy who discovered America, what's his name? Christopher Columbus was at. Yeah. Right? Everybody thought he was a nut. Right. Everyone thought he was. I mean, people thought he was crazy, but that's not the point.
Say it like that. Everyone thought he was a nut.
No, seriously, people would make fun of him, right? Because he was like, this guy is crazy. But actually, you know what? What's crazy? He didn't prove that the Earth was round. A lot of people knew this already. Yeah. It just wasn't like common knowledge. It was like kept like in the shadows. It was like. It's like,
I mean, but like, think about it.
It was like a crime organization.
If you didn't have a base understanding of science,
right?
How do you explain? Why wouldn't we think the Earth is flat?
Right, but also like, how do you explain it to like normal people, right? Yeah. Because back then, like the elite were quite literally because of the class system, right? Yeah. Like they were like elite, right? Yeah. So it's like this was like readily available information too. But I think when Christopher Columbus did, like a lot of people thought he was crazy, and a lot of his soldiers, like a lot of the sailors who went with him, thought he was crazy. Like, we've been at this for like months, man. Like, we're gonna die out here.
I mean, like the whole concept of time difference to somebody who wouldn't have known,
right?
Like they would just be like, "What do you mean? It just gets night, right?"
Yeah.
They'd be like, "No, it's a different time. They get night later than us."
Right.
And they'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, it's like how they were in the future.
Yeah.
It's like how Australians.
Yeah.
Oh, that 9/11 joke, which is really bad.
Yeah, it's a really bad joke.
But no, but there's a lot of things like that, right? Like where Christopher Columbus, right? But we're like that right now. A lot of people think, like, for example, Elon Musk is crazy. Like, I want to go to Mars. He literally said he wants to go to Mars. Yeah. You're like, why would he want to go to Mars?
Why not?
I mean, but that's crazy.
I mean, it sounds like fun.
I mean, you're at Death's Door at every corner, but sure.
Yeah, but it sounds like fun.
It's a lot of things on Death's Door. Have you ever thought about, like, when you're older, like, what society will be like?
Yeah, I've thought about it all the time.
Do you think about like do you think social norms will be different? Like, do you think we won't shake hands anymore because of like the whole pandemic thing? Like in 20 years, yeah, people may we all may become Japanese and bow at each other, you know, because handshaking will become obsolete because we can't do that anymore. Like, or maybe the fist bump will become common. Like,
no, not even the fist bump. It's elbow bump.
Right, the elbow bump. This new thing. Yeah, I remember the first time I was like elbow. I'm like, what are you doing with your elbow there? Is that a muscle spasm?
I did it subconsciously. Oddly enough, when COVID started becoming a thing and people were starting to tell us, wash your hands more often and be careful like with the people you're having contact with.
Right.
Like when we're still in school before like it got to Canada like hard. I mean, like we had it in Canada, but like it wasn't aggressive,
Right, yeah.
Like me and my friends, we were already like, yeah, what's up? Like it just became a norm very quickly.
Right.
Like I just walk up to someone and be like, yeah, what's up? Yeah. It's elbow.
You know what's crazy? It's like the day that we found out that someone had COVID in our city. Yeah. I was like 2 blocks away from where he got off the bus. The next day, like literally the next day, I was so close. I was walking around without a mask on. I didn't know anything was going on. Yeah. Like, and then I remember I walked into because at the time I was working at the immigration office. Yeah. And I walk in and they're like, yeah, people are fighting over the Lysol. I'm like, what? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, they're limiting how many like cans of like wipes you can buy. Mm-hmm. And then I remember someone was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Costco right now and just buy like a stack, like just like a bunch of them, so we don't have to worry about it like for like a while. Mm. So she left and she's like, "Hey, do you want to come?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And this other guy goes with her because they're gonna go buy stuff for the office. And they walk into the Costco, and there's like so many people trying to get toilet paper, trying to get Lysol, trying to get like.
What was that toilet paper thing?
I don't know, man. I don't know what that's.
Everybody trying to get toilet paper.
And then people were like stocking up on food and like people were acting like the world was gonna end. And I'm like, yo, people were buying water. Yeah. You walk into a grocery store, you're like, yo, man, I need like a bottle of water because I'm going on a trip. And there was no bottled water because everyone had bought all the bottled water. And you're like, but no one's gonna shut off the taps. Like, what are you worried about?
I mean, and like even for a while there was limitations on food. Right. Like the government was telling us, buy like you would normally.
Right, because people were stocking up and we'd run out of food for other people. Right. Like I remember, do you remember that one time I walked into like the Nutri-Bar aisle at that Independent? And it was like empty. There were like 3 things on the shelves. Yeah. I was like, this is crazy. What happened?
I mean, like, and it was kind of smart at the same time because when we were in a state of emergency,
Yeah.
you know, basically don't go out as much.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Technically, the stocking up on food kind of was worth it.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Right.
Because technically, you weren't really allowed to go out.
Right. But you're allowed to go get groceries though.
Yeah.
Right. But
that was our one freedom.
Yeah,
groceries.
You know, and your Tim Hortons cup of coffee.
I mean, and you were allowed to go for a walk.
No government is going to stop me from getting a cup of Tim Hortons.
You were allowed to go for a walk as long as you weren't going to see people.
Right. Yeah, but like
exercise reasons.
I think it was interesting though. But again, going back to the society thing.
Yeah.
Like I think about things like that. I wonder if like things like that.
If everyone's going to be in a silver jumper suit, you know.
I don't think that'll happen.
Why not?
It's weird.
Think about it. You eliminate status. Everyone just dresses the same. But then again, you feel suppressed because you can't express yourself in your clothing.
Yeah, bro, but my favorite color is green, as you can tell.
Okay, so then what if we just have different colors?
Okay, so mine's green.
Okay.
Like a dark green.
Okay.
Like a forest green.
Okay, I don't care. See, what would also be cool is like the whole concept of like, you know how in Wall-E, all those people in those chairs?
I don't like that idea.
And then like their clothing changes color?
Right.
That would be cool. Imagine having a jumper suit where you can custom change your colors.
But that's like nanotechnology.
I know. That would be awesome, bro. Think about that. You buy one set of clothing, you can wash it, you can dry it, and then with the press of a button, you can change. And technically, if you have nanotechnology, your clothes won't get dirty. You could design it so that way the nano...
Nothing stains.
Nothing stains.
It's like that like fabric already.
And if you figure out how to convert dirt into energy... You spill something on your shirt, you know, and then the nanotechnology eats that up as energy to charge itself. Damn it, I'm so smart.
But that's so complicated.
It's way too.
No, it have to be like carbon, bro. It have to convert carbon because like if you're eating like bread or you're eating like say you spill like a soda on yourself, like it wouldn't work any other way. Like what is it gonna pick up the sugar cells and like that's gonna like it's too organic. Glucose. That's too organic.
It's fine.
But it's too organic.
You're too organic and you survive off it.
That's not my point. I mean, technology doesn't work like... Technology works off electricity.
Yeah.
It's not organic.
You don't think there's energy between the bonds that create sugar?
Yes, of course there is. But that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm trying to explain to you is that this is just raw power. We're talking like...
it is raw power.
What I'm trying to get at is that...
I don't know what you're trying to get
at. The glucose gets in the way.
Expand.
Because technology doesn't know how to interact yet with the biology of it all.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying nanotechnology. Like, I mean, like, this nanotechnology is like superior to everything else you've ever seen in your life. I mean, like, not even Iron Man's suit is this. You know, like
I'm waiting for the chip implant thing though.
Oh yeah, the Neuralink.
The Neuralink, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think that.
Would you go get that surgery? In the beginning stages?
Nah, I think I'd wait like a couple of years. I think I'd wait like 5-10 years maybe.
No, I'd wait a good 15 years.
I had a teacher once. He told me that like LASIK came out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd only get LASIK if it's like people have been getting it.
Yeah.
For 15 years, and like the statistic of people going blind is like 2%.
Yeah.
Know what it is?
What?
It's 1.5%, and LASIK's been around for like I think almost like 14 years now.
Yeah.
Well, no. How old was I? I was
gonna say like 12 years.
I was 12 years old when it came out, so it's been like 13 years.
Yeah.
No. I was like
I don't know.
I was 10. I was 10. So it's been 14 years now. So next year he better get LASIK. I expect to see him walk around without glasses on, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Y'all don't know who I'm talking about, but I know who I'm talking about. No, but there are things like that, right? Where you oftentimes, you forget. Like technology, certain technology that's been around for like a specific amount of time, and then just like got better over time. It's like cameras. Yeah. Remember, I had to light fire to take a picture. Yeah. Quite literally, like someone had to pull out a match and,
Yeah, for the light.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
For the flash.
Yeah.
Now we don't even need a flash to take a photo.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, it's not.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
It really is, though.
No, it's not.
Bro, sometimes technology, like stuff like that.
Honestly, like the whole concept of a camera. Just think about that. You are capturing life
for like a moment.
Yeah. Do you even know how that works?
Now almost all of us walk around with 3 of them on the back of this thing.
Do we? It's crazy.
It's just like, wait a minute. How did we do that? Okay. He's right. He's not lying. He telling the truth. Yeah. No, there are things like that I think is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, thinking about the future.
Right.
The whole flying car concept.
Bro, I'm excited.
Listen.
I'm hyped.
I don't think it's going to happen.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
They said that. I remember when I was like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
They said that by the time I was an adult, flying cars would be like normal. They'd be like standard. I know, I'm an adult. And we still haven't even gone off gas power yet.
Yeah, I know.
We're still using it we're still using these fossil fuels. Yeah. You know what we need to do? We need to cut off everybody's oil pulling chain.
Yeah.
And jump into a renewable energy. Save this dang planet from dying. Stop cutting down.
That makes every vehicle we have now obsolete.
Exactly. That's why we create new ones. We create electrical ones. Then we go.
Yeah, and how are you going to create those electric ones without oils?
Bro, that's not what I'm saying. We still got to do that. I know we still got to do that. But
so then you're just going to cut off everything.
But here's the thing. Look, can I finish explaining?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So we need it, for one thing, we need to stop cutting down the Amazon.
Okay.
Because that's killing us.
Yeah.
You know, that's
literally like, it's like you're cutting off a lung.
Exactly, right? And Canada can only do so much as a country. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
I mean, Canada has like...
we kill our trees for a good 7 months. So like, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. So it's like we can't do that much, right?
Yeah.
We got to plant more trees. Yeah. For starters, we got to plant more trees. Yeah. We got to plant the trees that were cut down in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Back into the
for every tree we cut down, we plant 2.
I know, but that's the Canadian mentality, right? Because we're trying to save the environment here. We're doing our part like there's no tomorrow, right? And people don't understand this.
Yeah.
People like when I tell people from other countries that we do this, they go, "But why?" I'm like, because statistically, if you plant 2 trees, like one of them is probably gonna die. Like one won't make it to full maturity. But if they both do, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, because it all depends on like where it's planted, how it's planted.
Yeah.
So like, we both had a teacher who was a forester.
Yeah.
Like he explained this all to me, and I'm like, man, that's nuts. I had no idea. Yeah. Like that's crazy. And he was like, yeah, man. I was like, I used to do it all the time. I was like,
even my high school business teacher used to be a forester in British Columbia.
Yeah. Why is everybody? Why are all these teachers
foresters? It's good money.
I know it is good money.
No, like he told us one story of like, I think I've said it on the podcast before, where he basically got chased down by a bear.
Yeah.
While he was planting saplings.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like just trying to plant these saplings.
It's like, and then all of a sudden I see something in the distance walking. It's brown. Is that a deer?
Is that a deer? Nah, man, it's a moose.
That's a bear.
That's a moose.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time we wrap up. Actually,
I feel like we've been going for like not that long, but sure, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, guys, this has been T.LB.P Brothers podcast.
I don't know how long it's been. I'm gonna be honest.
Everything's always in the description. It'll be up, down.
It's been like 10 minutes.
I don't know. I don't know how long it's been. Okay. Anyways, make sure to check out last week's episode if you haven't already. You know, you can go start from season 1 all the way to the front, you know, if you feel like it. You know, just press play, leave it going, you know, share with your family, your friends, donkeys, your roosters.
Bro, why do you assume all of our audience are farmers?
I don't know. I don't know where you're at.
I don't know where you're at. What if they're like next to the ocean?
Play it for your car. You can't argue that.
You can't argue that. I argue.
When somebody's going so psychotic, like, you can't argue.
I can't do it. Can't be done.
Anyways, stay tuned. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.